All right. Hey guys, welcome back. All right, so my schedule is going to be crazy for the next couple weeks. Just FYI, guys. I usually would put videos out in the morning, but probably a lot will be happening late at night now for the next couple weeks anyway, just because of things going on in my world. So um, today's bonus message, it's just kind of funny. I had some time earlier today when I was outside and I was weeding in the sun, and my dog does not want to be in the sun, but he sees it as his duty, since he is a healer, to chase anything that moves, right? So, but he doesn't want to be in the sun with me. So instead, he stood in the shade and yapped and yelled at me, trying to get me to come over and weed in the shade with him so he could bite the handle of the digger the way he does every time I dig in the dirt. Actually, I have some kind of cute videos that I'll have to remember to share because, oh my goodness, life with a blue healer is very different. Wonderful, wonderful dogs. Don't ever get one unless you are familiar with the breed, unless you have 50 acres of property and 50 heads of cattle. These are herding dogs. They need about 4 hours of exercise a day. I truly give that to my Aries. They are so bonded to you. Like, we are never apart. We have not been apart for more than 45 minutes since he's been mine. So I got him as a baby, and so he's headed for about a year and a half old now. So yeah, it's it's a relationship. Anyway, so we've got these owls, right? Owls are there's a message. There's wisdom in the message, but we notice that one owl got the message and they are taking action. The other remains seated here. So our storyline begins with something kind of like, if we're going to piggyback on what I just talked about with my dog, I mean, he was very loud and clear conversing with me about what he wanted today. This is someone heard loud and clear what the message was. But the difference is they are taking action, whereas I insisted, no, Aries, I'm not coming to weed in the shadows with you. I'm going to keep weeding right where I'm at. But we've got someone who is taking action. This can be something to do with family. Also, this could sometimes also represent two older women, and sometimes that can represent things like gossip. As well, could be like chit chat, and then one is going to go and spread the word. That can be good or that can be bad. Let's stick with this deck for just maybe 2 more cards, and then we'll switch. Oh, somebody loves somebody, and somebody wants to. I do feel like this could be this. Either somebody got a piece of wisdom from an individual who said, "What are you doing waiting for your life to get good? Go and make your life good." If this is like, maybe someone was talking to an elder, or even a couple of elders who said, you know what, this person in our life, they need to hear our wisdom, our advice. It could have even been like grandparents or somebody who's saying, you know what, our adult grandchild or something, they need to be told a piece of our wisdom when it comes to matters of the heart. I feel like this is less of a message where it's like one person gets the information from someone and they go, okay, yes, thank you for the advice, I'm going to go take off. I feel like we're starting our story with 2 people that are conversing, saying, and they're not gossiping, but they're talking about somebody else's life. And they go, you know what? I think it's time that we give so-and-so a piece of advice, a piece of wisdom. Now, the thing is, this is card number 12. Today is the 13th, right? We've just come through the full moon, the buck moon. And so that, the full moon in Capricorn is happening, it's kind of like it peaks for about 3 days. So basically like tonight and last night and tomorrow night. And so we've got this vibe here of, because we see the moon up here. I'm almost wondering if something wasn't decided upon yesterday, and now the message is being transmitted for the morrow, for the next day. This is like, I got to go tell whoever it is this piece of wisdom that we have to share. It's interesting because we go from card number 12 to card number 24. So we literally just doubled, right? Literally. 12 to 24. This is definitely wisdom about matters of the heart. This is the love of a lifetime. Swans mate for life. Instead of this being two elderly women, although it still could be, these could be life partners. They could be married. These could be two wives. It could be a same-sex relationship. But I feel like it's people that are really wise who are saying, choosing to go toward someone to say, listen, we see you making some kind of a mistake, and we want to give you some kind of support and tell you, like, in matters of the heart, do what's authentic. Because over here we have the woman waiting, card number 29. The woman waits, and she sits here with this rose that she's not handed to anyone. She hasn't given her love to anybody. And she's got this open book. This is a book of her life, or this is a romance book, or this is, whatever it is. And she's very peaceful, right? But I almost feel like somebody is saying, we've got to go talk to so-and-so. We've got to go talk to whomever it is who's in love with this woman and say, she's waiting on you. If this is a love of a lifetime, her heart still belongs to you. She's waiting for you somewhere to present yourself. Because this is like the advice going to be given is go. And she is not the one going anywhere. So the advice is to whomever this person is, the other half of this lover's relationship. So maybe it's grandparents, maybe it's parents, maybe it's same-sex couple. It doesn't matter who the advice is coming from, but it's from two people that have a ton of wisdom, two people that have had success in their own romance, and they are giving quality advice to another generation of lovers, saying, when you know that it's a once in a lifetime, because we have a once in a lifetime, this is coming from people who know. This is like the secret of how do we have a relationship that lasts. What actions do we take? What actions have we learned are the most important actions to take in a lifetime? It's to go toward the person that you love, the person who waits for you. Okay, hold on. I feel like because those owls are they represent the ancestors, we should get one card out of the ancestor deck for the owls right now, and then we'll continue on and we'll talk about who the woman is. Now, again, I don't know yet what gender or anything like that, and I don't care about genders. I only care about the storyline here. Find your voice, laugh, and have some fun. This is the advice coming from these elders. Speak up. Tell the person that you love. Write them a love song. But let your heart sing. Let your heart do the talking. Go someplace quiet first and figure out what you need to say. This could be somebody who really struggles with expressing how they feel. So say this is wise, we'll just say wise, a wise couple, okay? And they are giving the advice to possibly masculine. And I only say that because we see all masculines on these cards. And there's something about, like, whoever the masculine is who's receiving this wise advice, they may have difficulty speaking what is on their heart. They might either be shy, or they have, everybody has their own, wounds, right? This is someone says, express yourself, open up, sing out, find your voice. This is someone who's got to say how they really feel. If they're going to miss out on it, the chance of a love of a lifetime. And then laugh and have fun, smile, positive energy, joyfulness. It's almost like this wise couple is giving this masculine the advice that life is supposed to be enjoyable. And if there's someone that you love out there, imagine living a life of joy with that person. I mean, that's what you're going to miss out on if you don't speak up for what you really want. This individual sits here with all these mountains behind them. Yes, lots of obstacles. Again, I don't know why I'm feeling like this. Somebody like either even have a speech impediment, like someone who stutters, or someone who, they just don't know how to open up and speak from the heart. That's the toughest thing for them. Maybe they communicate better through something like this. Maybe these wise individuals are saying, Find your voice, whatever that means. If you speak through another method, maybe this person is not as good saying it out loud. Maybe they'd be better if they wrote it down. Maybe they'd be better if they found, songs and the song lyrics said how their heart felt. And then they could, take those sentences or those lyrics and put that into what it is they're trying to express. It's almost like somebody's really trying to find, or these wise elders are really trying to give the advice to this person that you've got to speak up. If it matters as much as it seems like it matters, you've got to speak up. No matter what has happened, no matter how much time has passed, no matter how hard it is to express yourself, you don't want to miss out on a love of a lifetime. Take it from us, because we've had a good life together. I like this story. I like this a lot. Okay, let's talk about the big love here. Is that the right deck? No. I think this deck. Move some. I have still almost no space to work in. I've got like 8 inches of space. 2 of Swords. So this big old love is. I'm gonna say that this has been. Their hearts maybe have always been connected, but they have not been together consistently. Birds are migratory. This is a couple who has come together, broken apart, come together, broken apart. This is a couple who sits here and they may not be speaking. They might be, they may live in different areas currently. There may be all of this stinking thinking that goes on. And it's like, I just feel like it's such a major focus for this person. The masculine is maybe, it stays on their mind no matter what. And it's like, isn't that proof enough that this matters? If something remains on your mind and you keep dancing back and forth, maybe it's because something really matters here. Now, obviously, sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes, people get hooked on stuff that is really bad for them, really toxic, just like any addiction, right? Sometimes, and sometimes we also just insist that we want what we can't have, when really what we want is to get the lesson out of it. But in this case, this is a situation where this is love in this storyline. This is real love for these characters. And yet there's been a lot of complication. King of Wands in the reverse, the Temperance in the upright, the Knight of Swords in the upright. So blockage because of ego. Someone could think a lot of words, but they really didn't know how to speak to the person that they loved. Again, I feel like there was in and out. There was never an ability to live together, figure out how to be together. Maybe it was a long distance relationship. And yet, no matter how much time has passed and how much distance there's been, it just doesn't change. The person, our masculine, is still holding on to this, thinking about it like 24/7. Could be a feminine as well. And when I say masculine, remember, I'm talking energy flow. So it doesn't matter if this is same-sex couple or, reverse gender roles. All that is, irrelevant. Could be a fire sign, or it could be that in this romance, ego really got in the way. Now, that could be true for both of them, because this actually is a feminine King of Wands, right? That's being depicted here. So it reminds us that we all have masculine and feminine energy inside of us, but it could also be that someone's ego really got hurt, possibly a divine feminine's ego got really hurt, and she kicked into divine masculine energy and reacted with shutting down, closing off their heart. And no matter who had the ego that flared up, I'm inclined to say both of them, because we have the 2 birds here chit-chatting. It's almost like these 2 could never find a way to communicate properly with each other, because something would get flared up every time. It would be like whatever was said, the other person would take it as, so you don't even care about me. And then there's ego, and then there's shutdown of heart space, but they both behaved that way. At this point, there is a clear understanding. Somebody is calm now. Someone has come to the place of, I let go of my ego. I replaced it with a sense of calm. I can see things why we had all these difficulties. And, it could be that one person spoke too little and the other spoke too much, or the other was trying to figure out, why aren't you speaking to me? It could have been things like that wrecked this connection. But at this point, someone is calmly able to identify, we actually are a great match. We were always a great match, but did we have issues? We did, particularly around matters of the heart. And maybe it's because we loved each other so much that it was so much like hurt if there was silence and somebody holding back, and then the other one gets wounded because the person I love most is not opening up to me, and we're not together and we're always at a distance. And long distance relationships are hard anyway, and then you couple it with all of this difficulty, and one person already has a tendency not to express themselves very well. The other one maybe reacts with like that, I'm shutting down because I don't want to be the fool who gives my whole heart and lays myself open to you time and again, and I hear nothing from you in response. When someone can calm themselves and step back and see what happened, Sagittarius energy here. So we could be dealing with a fire energy. It's very clear where the mistakes happen, and it was all communication. And at this point, I do feel like somebody's going to take the advice of those elders, because the elders are like, you do realize that the thing that wrecked all of this, because you love this person, you believe that they genuinely love you, but you couldn't communicate that to them. I feel like these elders might have put it in perspective and said that would make anyone react in a way, based out of hurt. Their ego flares. Based out of hurt, they shut down. This could be a same-sex couple, by the way. But if we calm the energy down, what do you really want? Forget the problems. What do you really want? And it's like, well, I want to speak to the person that I love. And you know what? They always wanted to speak to me. So it becomes really clear that people don't want to talk to each other if they really, truly don't care about each other. And if the problem was we couldn't get to the point of communication. Sorry, my hands are beat up and so are my arms, because I was working outside. So if you see blisters and stuff like that, sorry guys. I really was working outside for a couple hours today. Now this person has newsprint all over their dress. This is like flying forward. We have two cards of, we've got to communicate and we got to fly forward and do that. And we have cards that keep saying the biggest issue has been the lack of communication here. Someone has to find their voice. It is one person who needed to find their voice. And I feel like these wise elders put it in perspective for that person and said, how would you react if roles were reversed and you loved someone but they wouldn't communicate with you? You would shut down from them as well. So see it through their eyes. And now, do you want to talk to them? Do you love them? If you do, the reason they shut down was because you weren't communicating with them when they wanted to communicate with you. So you've got to, don't let something like this fail because of the inability to say what was on somebody's heart, or the confusion that occurred that was followed by a flare of ego. We don't want to let things go, especially because this is so easily fixable. At least there's a chance to have this easily fixable if there could just be communication. So don't wait another second. Don't wait another day. Go say what needs to be said. Of course, I'm going to go down that road. What needs to be said? What needs to be said? Emperor in the reverse, Knight of Swords upright, Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. I was in my ego also. I've wanted to talk to you a billion times. I've wanted to race forward, but I didn't know. I felt even worse about trying to open up and communicate because I already struggle with communicating, and now I've upset you, and now time has passed, and so the blockage got bigger and bigger, more and more insurmountable. but I've wanted to come forward so much, so many times. Maybe this person had all kinds of other things in their life, you know, the bottom drop out of things. Hey, whose life doesn't, right? But this person, you know, yeah, it could have been a real sensation of unworthiness here, but all that has to be conveyed. Let's talk about the woman, right? Because the woman waits. She's the ace. You notice that? She's the ace. Card number 29. The ace in somebody's sleeve. Maybe the 29th of July is important. I don't know. Let's go for this deck. Again, this could still be a same-sex couple. Doesn't have to be. So she's the Empress, and we have the Magician. They came out just a little bit wonky, but both of them were still what I would classify as upright, just a little tilted. She's actually been trying to manifest. It's interesting because she's been manifesting for herself being an Empress, which the Empress is a person who's married. She wants to be, she looks like a maiden here, but she's trying to manifest being a full-blown Empress. An Empress is usually a married individual. Not saying that her only life goal is to be married, right? Like there's an Empress is so much more than that, right? This person could be, maybe she's a writer as well, or maybe she's really into literature or something, but we see her again sitting here by a garden with books. We keep seeing her sitting by windows no matter what. It's interesting because she's trying to create a sense of growth for herself, a sense of like achievement as well, a sense of even luxury. She might be really, even though we don't see her working physically here, she may be quite a visionary. She might be, you know, focusing on building a career for herself, envisioning the life she's going to make for herself. An Empress is full of growth, is full of possibilities. She's not lazy at all, and she's not someone who puts her own life on hold, but she is envisioning her life going into the next level in every way. It could be like I have this vision of the grand house I want to live in. I have a vision of, you know, the life I want to live, the kind of partnership I want to enjoy. She's focusing on growth, though. That's the big message here. So very beautiful. And you notice we do have a matched pair that comes out of two different decks, right? We have an Emperor and an Empress. It's just that Emperor had been in the reverse. Ace of Pentacles. She's making a new life for herself. This is her time. This is her time to say, I think I've been alone enough. I think I've been single long enough. I feel like I've waited long enough, and I feel like I know it's time that I manifest the next phase of my life. So I do think that she's been in a bit of a holding pattern, but it's not like nothing was happening. Things were happening. Queen of Wands energy in the upright now. So if she had been, remember we saw the King of Wands in the reverse earlier, but it was actually a feminine king. And I was suggesting that maybe because our lead character here had been holding back, not communicating, it might have pushed her into ego, pushed her into divine masculine, pushed her into the vibe of shutting down romance, getting frustrated, getting irritated, pushing somebody away, action taking to like close off and leave this mess behind, because it's like someone that can't even tell me that I matter to them. What am I doing? Well, now we see her energy as an upright Queen of Wands and a powerful feminine. She comes up now as extremely comfortable in her feminine energy. And even if it's not a woman, she's extremely comfortable, extremely sexy, knows it, knows she's alluring, has no doubts about her worth. And I think that was something she's been sitting and working on, possibly in all this time of silence. She's been really piecing back together her sense of self so that she's not operating out of bruised ego because someone couldn't tell her that she mattered. How does she feel about this person? If there's anything at all, I mean, I don't know that they're even on her mind at this point. Queen of Cups, was she really loved this person? But do you notice how she's pouring that cup out and back into the little pond that she sits in? they didn't come and ever accept this offer that I made for them. So even though she's looking straight at us, but with a calm face. And it's like, I realized it was, even though I loved this person so much, they never accepted what I offered. So I don't offer it anymore. I put it right back into my own piggy bank, you know? She's not bitter though. She keeps showing up as all kinds of powerful divine feminine. But when she thinks of them, it's just to say, yeah, I loved them. I did. But I won't offer again, you know? Of course not. Like, how could I? Why would I? They didn't want what I offered. That's her opinion of them. They didn't want what I offered. How do they actually feel about her? No wonder she would feel that way. Ooh, get the death card. This death card it's definitely one of transformation, not one of endings. I mean, do we need to have something that ends? Yes, but these two, they see her as the person that could be a Scorpio, but they see her as the person that they're passionately in love with, the person that they want to, I think, do the scary thing with, dance right into. I don't know. Has this person always been? We got the Hanged Man in the reverse, Piscean energy. Has this character always been scared? Always been terrified of really opening up? And this is the first time they're like, oh my God, seriously, we just got the Ten of Pentacles and the Judgment card. What do they want with her? They want it all. They want her to come back in and give them another opportunity. They want to revive this. And by the way, there's the owl up there again. There is something here about, I'm so glad that this person got great advice that said, you must speak what is in your heart. Otherwise, you will never get anything or even have a chance at getting the thing that you want. And I feel like somebody really helped this person understand your lack of telling someone that you loved how deeply you love them because of your fears you were coping with made them feel unwanted. You have to explain that to them. They really believe that you didn't want them. No wonder they got upset. No wonder they walked away from you. You know, you made them feel valueless when instead, in this case, it was them who felt like they didn't know how to say, I don't think I'm enough for you. I don't think I have enough to offer you, you know? So this person didn't make any offer. This person didn't find their voice. This person let this incredible love just deteriorate. They sat and they did nothing, and they didn't explain what they were sitting and thinking about, that there was a lot on their mind. So of course, what could someone do other than step into their kind of irritated divine masculine energy and say, I'm such an idiot. I can't believe I was willing to give you my heart when you're just messing with me. Like, that's what this looks like. And that's the way this person stormed off. And now, from this calm place, they understand, again, with the help of those wise elders that said, did you ever tell them that they mattered to you? And they're like, oh, no. Did you stop them from leaving, or say, no, you've got it wrong? It's not that I don't want to talk to you. It's not that I don't want to be with you. It's not that I don't want you. And it's like, well, no, I never said any of those things. I let them walk away thinking that they were unwanted and that I had messed with their mind. So this is, thank goodness these elders have stepped in to say, what are you doing? Life is supposed to be joyful. Saying how you feel about somebody is supposed to give you wings. It's supposed to make you feel good. It's not supposed to be something that stresses you out. You're not supposed to say, I really love this person. There's no way I could be enough for them, so I should just sit silently and never tell them how I feel about them. You'll have so much more joy if you just speak. I mean, think of what this person has missed out on already. Someone, I mean, an empress who's also a queen of cups, who wanted to give her whole heart and soul to this person a long time ago. Somebody who's sexy, someone who's vibrant, somebody who loved them and had eyes for them. And I would say only them. And this is what they let that individual feel unwanted. This, are they going to do it? I think that's the final question. I mean, we see what they want, right? But are they going to do it? Let's go with the universe, the ancestor deck. Let's see. Are they going to do it? Everything says they are, but Prince of Swords. Yeah, they're going to do it. We have somebody coming in fast. We've seen that how many times now? We've seen it 3 times out of 3 different decks. I'm going to say yes, yes, and yes. It's the same card 3 times, always in the upright. Basically, everything they've wanted to do all along, they're finally doing. Well, ain't that a nice little wrap up to this one? Give me that kind of story any day. I absolutely love this. I love it when characters find their voice for what is true for them, you know? All right, we're going to end this one here because what's the point in touching something that we've seen all the answers here. I love it. All right, you guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing. Another lengthy one. Oh my gosh, my storytelling gets so long, especially when I'm having a really good time with these ones. All right, you guys. As always, I'm not a psychic, so I can't tell you anything real about your world. I am an artist. I'm a writer, and this is when I write without a pen. So this is a different form of storytelling for me. But I hope you guys enjoy it, and thanks for hanging out. Bye.